If you're gonna do the intro.
Gotta keep that on there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, are you like going right now?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Oh, hey guys, look at it's me. I'm back. Welcome back to East Krok. How's everybody doing?
Well, back to East Krok podcast. Yeah, Dave's back.
Yeah, this is weird sitting on this side of the camera, this side of the mic.
It's good, you know. You got scooped towards me.
I gotta go. I'm chubby though.
It's been a few weeks since we had him on camera, so
all right. Hopefully
we got reset up in the living room and all that shit.
Right.
But yeah, we back.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Had a good week.
Yeah, 100%.
Actually, had a really good. We had a really long weekend. Or at least my weekend seemed long because it was last Friday we had a football game.
Yeah.
Which we won, and then Saturday morning. So it was we always go drinking after, as like a coaching staff after the game.
Yeah.
And the plan Friday was to win, and then you go get a couple drinks and leave early. You know, by midnight at the latest.
Right.
And we left at like 2:30 or 3 o'clock or something. I didn't get home till 3 o'clock.
Definitely.
Oh no, you came here too.
Yeah, I came here too. So.
Yeah. So we were out till bar close, and then we had to get up at 7.
You had to be on the
7. We had to be on the road. We got on the road
by
by 7:30, and then we drove to Madison for the Bucks game.
No, Badger game.
For the Badger game.
Badger game. You get basketball out of your head. It's only preseason for that.
Yeah. But yeah, so we drove for the Badger game, and the Badgers got absolutely fucking demolished by
Michigan. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty nuts when the opposing team, all right, obviously Camp Randall's big on the jump around stuff, and the opposing team's sideline is just ridiculous by how crazy hype that they're getting just based on that song. It was nuts. I mean,
I think because like everybody has TikTok, and so like the Wolverines TikTok was like jump around at Camp Randall, and the sideline was going nuts.
Yeah.
And then you look at like I don't know if Wisconsin sideline can do that or not.
Like
to jump around?
Like, I know, like, in the past, like, when they're winning,
yeah.
All right, if they're winning by the end of the third quarter, you see a couple, like, the guys that are on the bench and stuff doing it. But obviously, they weren't winning at the end of the third quarter, so there was it was like a funeral. It was just silent.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
On the sideline, it was rough.
It was pretty good. But, it was cool because there's a fly that just flew really close to the mic on there. But, we sat in the parents section.
Right.
So we were, which is kind of cool. Like you see, it's cool because like everybody, there was more cheering. I don't know. It was a cool experience. The only thing that sucked though is that, so we get there. The traffic. One, I had to take a shit like 3 times on the way down.
Right.
Because the night before, you know, so I had the beer shits, and then. So we didn't get down to like near Camp Randall till like 10:40. Kickoff at 11.
Kickoff was at 11, correct.
And there's nowhere to park. We haven't been down there since state 10 years ago.
Right.
So I don't know what to expect really. I mean, I assumed there was no parking, but I figured there'd be like a couple lots, you know, or just like directions, or you know how like in Packer games people park on their yards and stuff.
Exactly. Right. Yeah.
So I was expecting something like that. Well, we get down there, there's nowhere to park. All of a sudden. I'm getting irritated because it's like, dude, I don't know what to do. David's like, I don't know what to pull up. And I'm like, I was like, try to get me out of here. We turned down one way, and it was like Greek Street.
Oh, dude, it was so bad. Like, if anybody's seen any college movie ever, that's exactly what we experienced.
I mean, it was the
15 minutes.
It was the place to be on if you were partying.
Yeah.
Because there was every house was like just titties and ass everywhere.
Yeah, and just decked out. Whether it was Wisconsin stuff, Michigan stuff, it was crazy.
Like the car was shaking because like the people playing music.
Oh
in the
yeah.
House you know, but kids on the street. So you're going down what was a 2-lane road turns into like a half-a-lane road.
Yep.
Because all the kids are trying to walk to the game. We eventually find this lot. It's lot 91.
Yep.
And I look at David, and there was like a couple spots parked. There's a warehouse, like a business there, a place of business there. And we pull in, and there's a couple spots, so we're like, should we just risk it? And David's like, fuck it. So I'm like, all right, fuck it.
Yeah.
back into a spot. We get out. We walk like 20 feet. All of a sudden, there's a sign that says "Permit parking only. Violators will be towed." So now I'm shitting my fucking. I'm like, dude, do we move? And it's at this point, it's like 52.
Right, you got 8 minutes before actual kickoff.
Yeah, and it takes 12
we're
minutes.
still 12 minutes away from the stadium via walking. So it's like, do we shoot from the hip? Do we leave the truck there, and hopefully by the time the end of the game is, we still have a truck, or
right?
Well,
that's so I started looking at cars, and I'm looking in their windshields to see if they had passes, and nobody had passes. So that's when I was. This all happens in like 30 seconds.
Right.
So I'm like, fuck it, let's go. So the whole rest of the day now I'm freaking out because I'm worried that I'm gonna get towed, and there's no service in Camp Randall.
Absolutely.
And I've never been towed before, so I'm calling people to be like, hey, what happens if I get towed? It's like, well, they'll call you, they'll run your plates, find your information, give you a call or a text or something, and be like, hey, you got towed, suck my ass.
Right.
So I'm waiting for that. No service in Camp Randall, so I'm freaking out. Internally, I'm freaking out the whole game. Because I'm like, I don't want to get towed, And then on top of that, we get there. We finally get there. After walk, we don't know where the hell we're going. We try to pull up a map of Camp Randall because we have to go to gate 8. Everything on every map is like gate A through B or A, B, C, D or something.
Right. There's absolutely no numbers on this map, so you're like.
So it's like, where the fuck we go? We finally we see just gate 5, and we're like, well, okay, we're close.
Right.
Math. We can do that much. We find gate 8 eventually, which is kind of cool. We had tickets waiting.
Right.
I thought that alone was there.
That alone definitely made the experience worth it.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll get to that part.
It had our names on it.
Right. Yeah. Like we were like VIP. It was pretty crazy.
Then we get into the thing. I buy a $30 hat because I didn't have anything Wisconsin on.
Right.
On top of that, I'm in shorts. David is basically doing the same thing, but shorts and a hoodie.
Yeah, because it was cold as fuck when we left Green Bay.
Yeah, but Madison was 85.
Yeah.
And you're sitting there, and I thought, dude, I haven't been in the stands since I was 12 years old. Everything else is we were on the field or never been there. So I'm thinking there's going to be some room, We get inside there, and they're fucking nuts to butts with all the parents, shoulder to shoulder. And me and David, obviously, we aren't small guys, so we're sitting angles.
We're sitting next to each other. It's not like we have a person in between us. We are sitting next to each other.
And had no room.
And had absolutely no room.
Yeah.
I mean, he was sitting on my lap. I was sitting on his lap. It was just pen.
Yeah. Like the numbers on the seats were like 4, room for one butt cheek, 5, your other butt cheek, 6. And it's like, so we're jam packed. Luckily enough, the two ladies everybody's cool there.
Right.
These two ladies next to us got up and then we could breathe for a little bit.
Right.
The sun is blaring. I didn't feel great because I was shitting already all the way down. And then the sun's up, and now it's hot. I'm trying to contain myself. This is all me in my head. I'm containing myself, and then I'm like, my fucking truck's not gonna be there when we get back. Like I'm freaking out. I could barely enjoy the game. Then they're getting their ass kicked. So
right. So you can't even have anything to take your mind off of it. So I mean, the cool thing is besides sitting with the parents, we actually ended up getting to sit next to one of the players that we coach.
Oh yeah,
right now. Yeah, Aiden the Glove to Grave. We got to sit next to him and his old man at the game, and it's crazy that doing stuff obviously outside of football with one of the kids that you coach, and then actually listening to him tear apart the game similar to what we do on a weekly basis for them, so that they can go out and beat their opponent during the week. Right. And it just blew my mind that he actually is one of those kids that pays attention.
Well, it's kind of funny because it's there's a point in the game where this kid, it was a punt, and so there was miscommunication or something, but the guy got hit.
Right.
Or the guy hit the ball.
Yeah.
And everybody's in the stands is freaking out, what the hell? And then Aiden was freaking out because he's get away from the ball, and it's now you understand why we're yelling at you guys, and when you don't do it, how pissed off we are, and you're just a fan. Imagine being a coach.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Badge game was cool.
Right. Yeah. I mean, just the experience itself was cool. A really big thing, the main reason why we went down there, we're not we threw a dart at a board and we're let's go to the Wisconsin-Michigan game. No, me and Steve actually, one of the players that is on the team for Wisconsin, His name's Tanner Bortolini. We coached him since he was in grade school,
Well,
all the way through high school, and it was just one of those. It was a really cool gesture. It was. Ended up getting a text from his mom, and his mom was like, "Hey, what are you doing this weekend?" And I'm like, "I don't know. Friday we got a game. Saturday probably being a lazy piece of shit." And then and
I was looking forward to a nice relaxing weekend. I've been busy.
right, yeah, and it's just been nuts. And then all of a sudden she's like, "Well, we got a set of tickets, for you to come down to the game." And I'm like, "Yeah, why me?" And she's all like, "Well, Tanner's looking at, trying to give a little bit of thanks for the guys that helped him get to the position that he's in." And I'm like, "I didn't do nothing besides yell at him and tell him to run." And she's like, "To be 100% honest, you meant more to him, for the stuff that you did, and he's really just trying to repay you back." And I'm like, "Well, I already told him, right? If he ends up making it to the pros, there's only one thing I want. It's just a signed pair of cleats, but, he's got to get there first." But no, I mean, it just the gesture itself, like, it's one of those like gut wrenching, tear jerking moments in your life, like things that people don't get to experience, and it was just amazing. Just the fact that a kid, that you actually put that much of an impact on a kid's life that he wants to do that kind of stuff for you. You know what I mean?
I mean, you and like Casey. I was the plus one.
Yeah. Steve was my plus one.
Even though I take credit for his career. So
okay. Well, the only reason Steve says that.
Knows this story, so.
Only reason Steve says that is because when Tanner Bortolini came up as a freshman, right? You don't get many freshmen that are standing at 6'2", 6'3", 275 pounds. All right.
He wasn't 275 as a freshman.
What? You know what I'm saying? He was probably like 250.
No, I don't even know if he's that.
Yeah,
he's probably like 220.
Yeah, maybe. Okay, but he's not a very small kid, right? And Steve makes the great idea of.
No. So there was. So at the time, I was the offensive coordinator.
Right.
But everybody was talking about these kids coming up, and then Tanner, he's a big kid. And originally, Tanner was going to be a tight end.
Yeah. For us.
But this is a conversation that we had. I mean, I don't care. I'm really. But we talked to like Randy and them, and we're all talking, and it's like, well, Tanner would probably be good. He's only going to get bigger.
Right.
I was like, and we're small at the time. We had like Riley Puplum, and then
we had everybody that's underneath 6 foot.
Yeah, they're all. I mean, they're stocky guys, but they're all like Ubers.
Right.
But they were like, I don't know. They weren't the biggest line in the world. But Tanner, as a freshman coming in, was bigger.
Was bigger than everybody else. Yeah.
So we didn't. They thought that in the coaches meetings that we had, because I don't know if you were on varsity yet.
Yeah, I was there his freshman year.
Okay, yeah. So this is like before the season.
No, because I didn't get the official call.
Yeah, so before the season, we were talking about players coming up and stuff. And we were on the fence because we saw Tanner, and Casey put in a good word about Tanner, and like Owen and Ryan and all them. Wait, is that the year before?
No, that's the same grade.
Is it the same grade? Yeah. So Owen and Ryan, and we're talking about all this stuff. It's like, okay, well, we could bring Owen Kudik up. He's blah, 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 blah. It's like, no, he's too small. And, still too small, but
yeah, he's still a hell of an athlete. The only kid I've ever seen hurdle a 6 foot dude from a standstill. So
small isn't just size, but like he doesn't play the size yet. But like Carmichael's like backup quarterback stuff, we're thinking about all these things, and originally we weren't gonna pull Tanner up at all.
Really?
Yeah, at all. Like we were gonna be like, no, let's let him sit a year, let him get coached by freshmen or whatever. Then if like come playoff times, we get him reps and whatever. And I made that call. I was like, after it, I was like, no, Rain, I think we should bring him up.
Right.
And then he started.
Right, yeah, it started in the
I don't know if somebody got hurt or what it was, but I can't. That's what I can't remember. But then he ended up starting.
No, he didn't get. No, he started from the first game.
Did we start him right away?
Right from the first game, because it went from we brought him up to see how he could handle it.
Yeah.
Then we showed up to the scrimmage, and he just manhandled everybody on that side.
Yeah.
From all 3 teams that we scrimmaged, and that's when it was just solidified in stone. He is the starting left tackle.
Yeah, because in the past we've had players kind of put us out as freshmen getting brought up.
Right.
I don't want to drop any names, but like they'd be too hurt or coaches were too aggressive because they're not quite mature enough to handle the situation. Right. And that was kind of like the thing with Tanner, because in the past before Tanner we had that same exact kind of scenario where it was a lineman type guy coming up.
Yep.
He was
he probably would have been the next hottest thing since.
He's a big kid still.
Right.
So, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I like to my own arm because in that meeting that we had, I made the final. Like, no, let's just do it.
Right.
And now he's at a D1 program.
Right. And it's not like a little D1 program. You know, he's in a Big Ten friggin'.
You're at lineman U. So.
Right. Exactly. So the potential that he has, I mean, you know, he's a double redshirted freshman. You know, as an actual sophomore in school, but eligibility is a double redshirted freshman because of COVID year. So he has a 6-year option, which is pretty crazy. And just the development that I've seen in the last, I mean, he's only been out of school for 2 years.
Right.
Out of high school for 2 years. So he's been down there for 2.
Right. He's young for his age.
Right. And he's young. And you're looking at like the size he was when he left us to the size he is now.
Well, his senior year, Wisconsin put him on like a 4,000 calorie a day diet.
Right, but he also lost that weight that he put on.
After,
because he realized that his athletic ability got slow.
He got slow.
So he got pissed and he just totally freaking reversed it. Well, yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's 100% sure. Especially when your mom's looking at you calling you fat, that's pretty rough.
Yeah.
But
we get it every time. It's
100% every day. But yeah, but I mean, just what he is. Like, he graduated high school here. I'm pretty sure. I know we had him listed at like 295 to make him look giant.
3-something.
But nah, he graduated at like 279, 280.
Oh, really?
And then now, because he put on too much weight his freshman year. But now he's down to like an even 306. So, like, he's 306, but, like, he doesn't look like a chubby 306. Like, I look like a chubby 306, but he's huge. Right?
He's a big kid.
He's a big boy. He is a big boy.
Anyway, yeah, so that's enough about Tanner.
Yeah, sorry.
No, it's cool to see.
I mean,
it's cool
we'll
to see
Suey,
that. And, like, I mean, David's 29, I'm 26.
Right.
And so, at a young age, to see somebody that you coach go play at another level is cool.
It's pretty crazy.
And it's really inspiring. And hopefully, like, you know, kids growing up, they can see that things are possible, you know. Right. I mean, granted, Tanner was a 4.0 student. He had scholarship offers from Harvard and, like, Yale and all that shit. So.
I mean, kid was too dumb to be smart.
But he went to Wisconsin. I mean, whatever. Wisconsin's got to get him there. Right. But, and then Sunday, we had people over for the Packer game. Top of our.
Yeah.
That's the thing with those things. So, like, that's what I've come to realize with if you have hosting or you go to a party, don't eat until the game starts.
Right.
Because if you eat an hour, 2 hours before, you really start drinking, unless you're like you drink a lot or something. But you're cashed out by halftime.
100%. And then you fall asleep and you have assholes trying to stick freaking hot sticks in your mouth while you're sleeping.
That's right.
And then you almost freaking tag them thinking it's your brother and it's not your brother and it ends up being his roommate.
Yeah, no, that was. I mean, we have people. That's cool.
Right. Yeah. I ended up getting to meet a few new faces. So
yeah, man, Allison,
he's a good dude. He's interesting.
He's a really good dude. You know, he's got that. He's a jar-headed personality. You know.
Right.
But he really is. He's a good fucking guy. He actually watches our shit.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Well,
he's always commenting on shit. He's always making fun of me, calling me Joe Rogan at work and shit.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
And we're better.
Not better, but we're working on things. No, he's good. He's your fucking guy. So he's got I think it's Tom. Yeah, he's got like Filipino.
Right. Yeah, Filipino fiance. Like
he's working on shipping her in a box over here and stuff like that. So.
Right. Well, I mean, he did say she's coming over in a rice container, so I mean, it'll be all right.
And a rice barrel. But other than that, I mean, week was good. The rest has just been practice. I had golf league yesterday, and Austin and I actually golfed really well. So we started out. And I've said in the past, we started out 6 under.
Yep.
And we finished 5 under overall.
Holy shit!
But basically in 9 holes we were 1 over.
Right.
We birdied 2 of them, bogeyed 3, so we ended up being, and then part everything else. So we finished 1 over. So we're just not the best golf
for you guys. Isn't bad.
That's actually really good golf.
Especially hearing the stories that you say of the people that you play against.
Right.
Right.
We play. Yeah. I mean, everybody kind of plays against each other, but you have to play with people to hold each accountable.
Right.
The other thing that sucks is like we won't win a skin, so we won't have the best score on a hole. Mm-hmm. Especially because there was the guys we were with birdied the same holes we birdied.
Oh, that sucks. Okay.
Yeah, so it's like say we beat that, there's a chance we could have won a skin if like they but we should win money because we start out 6 under.
Yeah.
We should win money because we're one of the worst teams.
I get you.
So overall, with like best scorecards after every week, like usually wins. I think they pay out the top 5.
Oh, that's what's up.
So we should win. Like we won like $37 the other day.
That's not. I mean, that's not bad. You know what I mean?
No, it's free for members. It's
money.
free, and then
Yeah.
we put in like $7 each.
Right.
So $14, we doubled our money, and then if we win again this week, we use money from the winnings to pay again this week.
Right. So I mean,
$7.
you're just breaking even. It's not like you're burning a hole.
Yeah,
You know?
if anything, yeah, breaking even or making a couple bucks. So, but it's fun.
Right.
Yeah, we had that Wednesday, and then now, right now we're recording this. It's Thursday.
Yeah, it's Thursday. I mean,
Seahawks tonight. Right?
yeah, which I'm actually nervous.
Is that the
I'm
Rams?
excited. They have the Rams, and the Rams are just too freaking hot right now.
Rams just too good.
I mean, I give all the credit. It's so cool. I mean, even though I'm boasting a NFC West divisional rival, but it's so cool, one, seeing Matthew Stafford be Matthew Stafford. All right? And the only reason why I'm saying that, for a lot of you people that do listen and do watch that aren't old enough to remember when he got drafted, all right, or watch him while he was in college, when he played for Georgia, man, he's
really good. I still think he is really good.
Yeah, but I mean, he like reminded me of like a Brett Favre. You know, he was a gunslinger. He took chances.
The sidearm.
And now, you know, he couldn't do that with Detroit. He tried to do that with Detroit. He ended up getting hurt, or you know, whatever happened, and then it's just Detroit. And now since he's over in LA, it's like he fits. Like he finally found his offensive scheme to fit him, not him fitting an offensive scheme. And it's cool watching him excel, but it sucks that it's with the Rams. And
yeah,
you know, I want to cheer for the guy, but I got to cheer against the team.
I mean, we talked about it like in the earlier episodes. So like, I still think that the Lions are won that trade only because of longevity. So like, Stafford's good right now. I don't know how long it lasts.
Right. I get you.
Like, they can make it to the Super Bowl this year and be like, oh, what a hell of a trade. Yeah, for now. But I think overall, unless Goff, because Goff isn't doing horrible over there.
No, and
he's a good quarterback.
And it sucks because, like,
Detroit.
Right, and it's Detroit. Detroit's getting the short end of the stick. I mean, you got to think, in the last 4 weeks, they didn't really lose to anybody. They lost to themselves.
Every single week so far, they just fucked it up themselves.
I mean, like, obviously last week they played the Bears, you know, to where here they're tied going into halftime, and then they, you know, continue it through the third quarter, and the fourth quarter they shit the bed. All right, the week before that they played the Ravens, and the Ravens kicked the longest field goal in NFL history to beat them, which is just fucking crazy. You know, it's just
sucks to be a Lions fan, right? That's it. Because it's. I still think things just haven't worked their way. I thought they would really actual contenders for the North. Now that everything that I thought is wrong. So like, I didn't think Green Bay would have figured it out so soon. They did. I thought Detroit would have been very like on top of the division because they're so good. I still think they're good, but they're not. They're just shooting themselves in the foot.
Right, they're shooting themselves in the foot.
And the Bears. The Bears are good as long as they started Justin Fields. Now they just announced that he's officially the starter.
Right.
But last week he started, you know.
Well, last week he was starting because Andy Dalton was questionable. Then basically, I think the GM was like, ticket sales, Justin Fields.
Well, I think there's also like, what's the head coach? What is his name?
Nagy. Yeah.
I think he was at one of those like, okay, we need to make a decision, stick with it.
Right.
Whether he's right or wrong. And Andy Dalton's, his time's passed. You know, as much as he said, it's like, it's my time now.
Right. It's not.
Redhead.
Yeah. The redheaded gunslingers gotta just stay
just play your role, let the kids
vets,
take over. Because Justin Fields at the Bears look really good. I mean, Montgomery had like 2 touchdowns, 3 touchdowns.
Right. He was running like a man possessed too in that game. It was just crazy.
They ran all over the Lions. But, you know, I don't know. The Lions still look good. I mean, obviously, just things aren't going. And then the Vikings are the Vikings. They're just the most mediocre team.
Right. That finds a way to win, which doesn't make any sense.
Or finds a way, like, you just don't know with them.
Right. Like Jeff Goldblum says, life finds a way. And that's the freaking Vikings, man. They just figure out how to somehow squeak it out.
Is Jair Alexander hurt for the Packers? Is he out?
He is questionable, I believe, for this coming Sunday. He's not out as of right now, but he is very.
That's why I'm
questionable.
surprised they didn't try to get
Stephon
Stephon Gilmore
Gilmore?
because they got King who's out. Who I mean, you don't need him. You got Stokes,
Yeah.
and
King's
then now
great.
Jair, who's your shutdown. He let up the first touchdown in like
2 years.
16 games. I don't know what it was, but he was now injured or hurt. You need another corner.
Yeah.
And Stephon Gilmore being on the, I think he's out though anyway. I think Stephon Gilmore might have been out because I
Is
think
he?
he was injured in the beginning of the year, but or out for something. But regardless, that would have been a good pickup too for like future.
Right.
So they got who the fuck they just pick up for the Cowboys? Yeah, what the hell's his name?
It's like Jalen Smith or something.
Ramsey? Not Ramsey.
Not Ramsey. What the hell is his name?
Jaden Smith.
Yeah,
Will Smith's son.
Jaden Smith, the Karate Kid.
Never say never.
Is that a song from
Oh, he's rapping it. No intended. I was raised by, or no pun intended, raised by the power of will. Great, one of the greatest lines of all time.
Yeah, because he's shouting out to his dad.
Yes.
Sorry.
Jalen Smith, right?
I think it might be Jalen. I don't know. It's not showing up here. I think I looked up.
I swear to God, it's Jalen Smith. Anyway, Pax just picked up somebody from the Cowboys. I don't know. Obviously, that kind of defeats my whole point here about liking the guy. But anyways, Packers got Cincinnati this week, right?
Actually, you're right. It's Jalen Smith.
Yeah, Jalen Smith, not Jaden, but Jalen Smith.
Jalen.
Jalen Smith, that's a good pickup from the Cowboys.
Right. I mean, he's a good linebacker. Don't get me wrong. Like,
Well, Preston Smith Zadarius Smith is out, right?
right, back surgery.
And then Preston Smith got hurt last week too.
Right, but he
But
came back into the game.
So that's still, you got a guy beat up.
Right.
So it's like you get a guy that can fill that role too. It's kind of the same with the cornerback situation. I would rather have a corner because it's a passing league now.
Right.
But I guess corners are a dime a dozen, linebackers aren't. So maybe that might be the better choice.
True.
Who knows? We'll see. So they got Joey B this week.
They do got Joey B this week.
Should have had Casey on the podcast.
We should have. I mean, for as much as he loves Joey B.
Casey Christian's, if anybody that does know, but anybody that doesn't, buddy of ours, he's a big LSU fan,
Yeah.
big Saints fan, Joey B, dick sucker.
Yeah, 100%.
He'll tell you every time you see him, like, oh yeah, remember when he won the Heisman? Remember when LSU won the national championship?
Yeah, this was 2 years ago, but
Yeah.
but I mean,
Yeah.
it's
Remember when they had Jamarcus Russell?
right.
And how great he was in the league?
How great he was in the league. Yeah. But I mean, I think the Packers secondary is gonna have a problem with Joey B.
I mean, Jamar Chase and all that. I mean, Tyler Boyd. Is it Tyler Boyd?
Yeah, I think it's Tyler Boyd.
Higby or Higgins?
Hickabee.
I don't know. Joe Mixon, good running back.
Yeah, Joe
I don't know.
Mixon.
The Bengals are good. The Bengals are really good.
Bengals
So I
are
don't
really
know.
scary. I'm not saying that the Packers
Yeah,
lose, but it's gonna be really close.
The guy at work, I've had him every week now. Like him and I've been going back and forth for the Packer games picking.
Right.
I'm down like $30. I've
Shit.
lost the last 3 weeks in a row because he'll pick the Pack and it's like, okay, well I'll take the Steelers,
Right.
and then the Packers just dominate. So this week now it's my choice. I get to pick, and they're in Cincinnati.
Mm-hmm.
I might have to take the Bengals.
I
might have to win some $10 back this week.
Right. I think with the Packers going into the jungle, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be a tough environment. I think it's been a long time. It's definitely been a hot minute since they played in Cincinnati.
Yeah, I don't remember last time.
I'm thinking like Carson Palmer days.
No, it was still Andy Dalton.
But
I think the last time I remember was when Koshar was on the team. Remember?
yeah, I think it was.
And then there was but anyway. So But speaking of injuries, Baker Mayfield is
Right.
playing through a torn labrum.
It's a labium, bro.
Lapras.
It's the
Where is the labium?
where is the labium? It's in your shoulder.
Well, yeah, but what does it do?
So the shoulder is what controls your rotation going over the top. It's
Right.
kind of like connected to your rotator cuff.
Okay, I don't know.
It's a muscle that comes across. So
But
it goes through.
you said
it goes through like your
left
titty.
shoulder, right?
Yeah, it's his left shoulder. Obviously, it's not his throwing arm because otherwise he probably wouldn't be playing on it. He doesn't need surgery for it, and Baker's like, "What am I, a pussy? I'm going to freaking play."
Yeah.
So that's
well, if it's a non-throwing arm, I agree with him.
right. Cut that
if
arm
you get
off.
hit, you don't need that arm.
Right. He is going to wear a brace though, so he's going to basically have it strapped to him.
Well, as long as you can still hand the ball off, I guess it doesn't matter.
Right. I mean, all he has to do is give the Chubb. The Chubb freaking wild.
That's what I'm saying. Where you just run to the left.
Right.
So you can hand the ball off with his right hand.
Exactly.
But I don't know. You don't. That's something. This is why I love Baker Mayfield. You can't teach that. Most of these guys in the NFL, especially the NFL, even college, and bigger high schools, especially high school. Kid stubs his toe and he's out. You go see the trainer, and the trainer's like, "Well, I don't know. He doesn't think he can play. Let's not play him for 2 weeks." It's like little shit like that.
Right.
Not stubbing your toe, but
yeah, or like I got a hangnail and now my finger's bleeding. Oh, okay. Well, let's wrap it up, and the pad's bigger than the guy's freaking hand.
Right. You don't see that anymore.
No.
Like they're so cautious, and it's like, oh, well, he rolled his ankle. We rolled our ankles 1,000 times. And I'm sure everybody that's played football that listens to this. You get up and you just go. You push through it.
Exactly. This guy right here was told that he didn't need to breathe to play football.
Yeah.
So he ended up literally jacking his ribs up against Brilliant, one of the teams here in Wisconsin. He ended up just jacking his ribs up.
What it was is I caught a ball and I was running down the sidelines with it, and I got hit towards me in below my waist, right? And I'm pinned up, and then the guy hits me from behind at the same time, or shortly after. So then I'm stalemated for a second, and a guy comes from the side and hits me and twists my body, and ripped my groin, but he hit me in my ribs and knocked the wind out of me at the same time. So I come running off the field, literally hunched over, because I had got the wind knocked out of me. I couldn't breathe because if you can only exhale.
Right.
And I'm I get up and our offense coordinator at the time was like, "What the hell's wrong with you?" And I'm I finally get my wind back. I was like, "I can't breathe." And Jack goes, he looks at me, he's like, "You don't need to breathe to play football." He gives me another play, gets me back in the game.
Right.
The very next play. Right. Didn't have a chance. Yeah, fucking kids. Now it's some of them play through some shit, but I don't know. Baker Mayfield, guys like that, I'm glad he's playing through, and I hope that becomes a bigger story because just seeing that from a kid's standpoint, oh man.
Right. Obviously what I got isn't as bad as what he's got. Yeah. I should probably still try. And it's weird to say, I don't like putting myself on a platform like that, but kids today are soft with a capital T.
Yeah.
All right. S-O-F-T. Soft. All right. They're like porcelain dolls. It doesn't make sense. Especially when you go out and you compete in a sport like football, right? You knew from the day that you signed your name on the dotted line that you're getting tackled, you're getting hit, there's going to be collisions, all right? It's a collision sport, all right? And the fact that you want to, it's cool if you want to be part of the team, stuff like that. Well, then let the other players know that's all you want. I'm not saying names, I'm not doing none of that stuff. It just... Over the years, it's just crazy how it went from being hard-nosed, you lose a finger, you throw a piece of tape on it, you go back out there, to now you break a nail, you're out for a month. Then we're thinking about maybe walking you in, starting you slow again. It just doesn't make sense.
Well, a lot of it, what's stupid is people become more, logical. And so, they'll go and... A kid hurt his knee at practice, and they could have just knocked knees, could be bruised. Right. Now what they think of is well, was this kid really even gonna go anywhere? Life after football,
Yeah.
It's oh, this kid's got to work at the farm tomorrow morning, and then it becomes bigger than what happened. And so they're well, take him out, let him sit a while, save his knees, because I'm 26, you're 29, and
right.
Knee issues and shit like
that.
That's normal, though. Yeah, no, you can see that side. Probably a lot of it came from football.
Yeah, I think a lot of it's the stupid shit we did when we were younger.
Yeah, but no, it's just kids are pussies now, for lack of a better term. They're just not. Mental toughness is the thing's gonna fall. You keep touching it.
I know, but it's all bendy and shit here. It's gonna fall off the table.
Yeah.
So
yeah. So.
It just.
I don't know. It's just different now.
It's different now. I don't know. I'm not a fan.
But okay, so So anyway, so moving on. So Calvin Ridley is refusing for personal reasons, I guess. I don't know.
Right.
To go to London against the Jets this week.
Which,
I mean, who cares?
I mean, like, I get it, like, for personal reasons. But me, on a personal reason, if I got a chance to go to London for basically free, I would take it.
All right.
Right? So
Well,
I get to say I was there.
Just to play in another country is
Right.
fucking awesome. Because, like, I wish they did more games like that. Or they, because I know there is, like, the professional league, like European Football League or whatever.
Right.
But they need to, I don't know, to have, like, a global football league would be kind of cool.
Would be nuts. I mean, can you imagine, like, the United States versus Japan or something like that? Like,
Well, just like a World Cup would be sick.
oh, in football, that'd be nuts.
Imagine, like, yeah, that's what I'm
Like,
saying.
and then you could actually make football an Olympic sport.
Like every 4 years or every 2 years, you have, I think of it like Harry Potter, the Quidditch World Cup.
Oh, right.
I'm sure, like FIFA, like the soccer, whatever that is.
It's probably similar,
But it's like, but I think of like that. Like imagine like the U.S. football team is obviously gonna be the most dominant.
yeah.
But
for
like,
a couple
but
years.
like, you know how they have signings like these guys from, like that Cowboys lineman that's like 20.
Yeah.
That he's from, I don't know where he's from, Spain or something.
Yeah, that's from Spain, or like that tight end that's from Chile that actually was
Yeah.
a basketball player.
Right, like you get guys like that, just like in the NBA, how they go home and they play for their Olympic teams.
Right.
Like you could have that same type of shit, but in the NFL.
That'd be
Or
dope.
football, that'd be awesome.
That'd be dope as hell.
It'd be like Team Europe, like have a continental thing instead of a country one.
Country one, yeah.
You could do country, but I'd rather do continental because
I think
like-
it'd go faster. That you
like
could
the
have
UK is the size of like half of Texas.
right.
the
And
whole United
you could take a Texas State football team
Right.
and just beat the snot out of them.
So like USA football obviously be a dominant thing, but that if you did like continentally, if that's a word, but like you could do like Canadian football, Mexican, whatever, all in one team. You pick your best of the best, have a team, or if you get invited. Just
Right.
like the NFL, and then you have like a South American team, which probably won't be that good. And then,
Yeah, they'd probably be really fast.
yeah, I suppose.
They'd be fast.
I'm sure
Definitely.
there's a lot of people in
Definitely
Madagascar.
be kicking your ass.
No, Madagascar.
Madagascar. Africa.
Never mind.
But they'd be definitely kicking your ass at field goals, man. They'd be kicking like
That's what I'm saying.
75-yard field goals. It'd be nuts.
Probably really fast on the edge.
Oh, 100%.
I think that's a great idea.
Right. Let's call Dwayne the Rock Johnson. All right. He's already trying to do the XFL. Let's see if we can get it turned into the
Global,
global.
Just-
NFL.
just
Just
a-
call it the GFL.
like a FWC, Football World Cup. No, I can't put football.
No, we can't put football.
Be like, you can't put American football either.
Nah.
I don't know, whatever
You can't call it the Super Bowl because it's already a thing.
That's trademark.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that'd be a great idea though.
That'd be super fun. But now, would you do it with professional athletes? Or would you do it with
Well, I mean,
collegiate athletes / amateurs?
you could probably do collegiate too, do the best of the best.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So, like, it doesn't matter if you're D3 to D1. Try out for the team. If you make it, you make it. You don't, you don't. You know?
Yeah, but I doubt if you're like a D3 guy, you're gonna make it. Because if you can have
Well, you got to think. There's
Patrick
some.
Mahomes
there's-
represent Team USA for football.
Right. I mean, I get what you're saying, but like, you got to think though. There's still D3 athletes that could have played D2. They could have played D1,
Yeah, but there's too many.
but they're dumb. and
That's
they
like
don't.
that's like saying Team USA this week is recruiting from St. Norbert's College basketball team.
Right, okay.
You're not gonna do that because you have Carmelo Anthony, Russell
Yeah.
Westbrook, LeBron James,
I get you.
Dwayne Wade. Well,
Yeah.
not Dwayne Wade anymore, but
I get you.
you got those guys.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna pick
Freaking Joe Schmo from the street. And
Yeah.
You got. I understand.
Jerry Jefferson from St. Norbert's College.
Yeah.
It's stupid. In my opinion, I think that'd be it's a waste of time. You
Right.
might as well just take the best of the best. If they weren't good enough to be D1, you're not good enough to represent our country.
Okay.
Simple as that.
I guess. I mean, the military takes everybody, but whatever.
That's military. You're good enough to die for the country. That's
Yeah.
fine. That's different.
You're not good enough to play football.
You're not good enough to play football.
All right.
Because you gotta go home to eat. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah. So that's that. Playoff baseball for the Brewers starts Friday.
It starts Friday. The ALS starts tonight.
I'm glad the Cardinals lost to the Dodgers, just because the Cardinals are on a hot streak, and I would rather play the Dodgers just being good over a team that's on a hot streak.
Right.
Because then at that point, that's a different kind of confidence. I'm not saying the Cardinals would have played the Brewers because they would have played the Giants.
Yeah, right.
But
But
I don't know.
if actually, if everything would have played out that way, say the Cardinals do advance, and they beat the Giants because they're still riding on the hot streak.
Mm-hmm.
Then say if the Brewers advance, they go to the championship, see who goes to the series, and all of a sudden the Cardinals knock out the Brewers on a whim, and then they just get totally smoked in the freaking World Series, because they're, for lack of better terms, not as good as what they were, But I don't know.
The Brewers, they got Burns starting. They announced that the other day. They got Burns starting first game. I mean, it's different. It's playoff baseball now.
Freaking October baseball, nothing like it.
It's cool. This is when it gets interesting. Like, this is not a time to watch it.
Right.
7 games, winner go home, basically.
That's all it is,
But the Dodgers, so we got the Braves, which the Braves are on a little bit of a hot streak too towards the end of the season.
Right.
That's the only thing I'm worried about. Like I'm saying, is you get teams that are on that closer to their peak, where the Brewers hit their peak probably like 2-3 weeks ago, but they're still like up here. So we don't know if the Brewers are like went down and now they got to catch back up, or they're gonna keep going down. Does that make sense? But where the Braves now are, they're still like ascending up their peak. They might be at the top 2, but they're more moving up than they would be moving
up.
I
get what you're saying.
So I don't know. I don't think the Brewers lose to the Braves.
I don't think so either, but I think they're gonna stretch it to 7 games.
Maybe.
I don't see them.
I don't know.
Brewers in 6. I don't see nothing like that. But I think they're gonna take them all 7.
Yeah, maybe. It'd be interesting. We'll see. I'm just worried about because I'm sure the Dodgers Giants series is gonna be good.
It's gonna be super competitive. It's not gonna be high scoring games. I think you're looking at like your 2-0 thing, your 2-1s.
Pitching thing, yeah, because that's I don't know. We'll see. But the Dodgers got the momentum right now because they won their wild card to get the wild card, whatever it is. So that's baseball, though.
Yeah, baseball's gonna be it's gonna be nuts. It's gonna be interesting. I mean, even on the AL side, I mean, you got Tampa Bay. You got the Rays versus Sox, the Red Sox, and then you got the White Sox versus the Astros.
Yeah.
I mean, those series right there are going to be interesting because
Astros could be a team to beat.
Astros, obviously. I mean, okay, but I mean, the Red Sox are coming on a hot streak. They just beat the snot out of the Yankees.
Yeah.
To get in.
The Red Sox. I saw a thing on TikTok today that this guy pointed out that every time that they put flags in the logo for the World Series, and it's literally every time, that the Red Sox, I think it's the Red Sox, the Red Sox went and won the World Series.
Oh, really?
So they have right now the conspiracy with it is that they have the flags in they had in 18. I don't know they went in 18.
Yeah.
But they had the flags. They have the flag logo in the ALCS, but they don't have it in the World Series. So the prediction right now is that the Red Sox go to the ALCS. If they lose, they don't go to the World Series. Yeah.
Interesting.
It's literally every single year. And there was one year, I don't know what year it was, I can't remember, but there was at the beginning of the season, they were predicted a 0% chance, literally 0% chance to make the World Series.
And that was when they lifted the curse of the
But they had in the World Series logo that year, they had the flags.
Yeah.
And the Red Sox win.
That's crazy.
So I don't know if that's true or not. Maybe there's
maybe a little something.
People pulling the strings, but if I was a betting man, shit, that's too consistent to not bet that.
Exactly. That's nuts.
But, that's it. I don't know. Yeah, that's all I got.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. This weekend it's gonna be kind of chill, I guess. I mean, the only thing that's gonna suck is a bus ride tomorrow.
Yeah, we gotta go to Escanaba, Michigan. It's only 2.5 from Kiwani. Actually.
It's technically 2.5 hours, but because of the time zone change, it's 3.5.
But it's gonna be better on the way back.
Oh, 100%.
So say the game
still gonna be open.
Yeah, say the game gets done at 9:30 Eastern. Right, because we'll be in East.
It'll be 8:30.
It'll be 8:30 here, so we take 2 hours back.
It's 10 o'clock.
It's 11. We get back 10 something.
Right.
Which is actually next.
Right. Which Goose is still open.
Potential. Plus, if we drive with Dwayne.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Dwayne the Pebble, whatever the last name is.
But I don't know. That's all I got really.
And it's That's about it. So
I officially got confirmation that merch is done. Officially
we got
done.
some guys.
So
Yes,
we got t-shirts.
100%.
T-shirts. I think the price marks are going to be like $15 t-shirt, $25 for a hat.
Right.
I don't have images right now, as I'm recording this, or we're recording this. But like, merch is official. So we're getting there.
Official.
I think the lady's dropping it off here at my place tomorrow at 11 a.m. She said.
Which is pretty dope.
So I will have get on the Instagrizzles, and all the tweeters and swatters and the ticket takes.
Yeah, and the face snap and the Snapchats.
Yep, and the snatches. Follow our social medias, Eastcraft Podcast, Instagram, especially Instagram. We will post once we get the merch stuff. You know, maybe I'll throw David in a shirt and photo shoot him. And
I hope not, because it's gonna look nasty.
It's gonna. If you're a big dude.
If you're a big dude,
though,
dude, I understand. I already got the target audience. You know, all the rear bellies. Bring it in.
I'm not even exactly sure what sizes we got. I know we didn't get like mediums or smalls. So
okay, sweet.
It's basically adult people.
Adult, yes, awesome.
People. But we didn't get a whole lot out there, so it's gonna be a limited order. We'll put the numbers up there on our social media. If you do want some, we'll reach out on our own to people, a couple Patreon members and stuff like that. We'll get a shirt for free. Dylan, Austin.
Yeah,
you know,
Dylan, Austin, stuff like that.
Stuff like that. So we'll get everything out there. I don't know if we'll really do an order form, but I'm not exactly sure how we're going to do that.
We got to see, how fast the merch takes off. If this merch that we get now is gone by friggin' Saturday, after we get it Friday.
I'm going to talk to the lady at Stencil to see if she can still hold the order there, just to make sure that, like, if people want to order again. I don't know. Still a work in progress. This is new. This is the first thing. We got other people that we could talk to for merch ideas too, just to get more things out there for people if it becomes something that people actually want. But it's cool to have to buy t-shirts, support, local and shit like that. So follow our social medias, Eastcraft Podcast and everything. If you're listening and you want to watch, we do record our episodes on YouTube. You can see our fat bodies. David's in a size 58X hoodie sweatshirt.
All right, there is a story behind the sweatshirt.
So he looks small.
I look really small as hell. But because we're not very small people, Mom decided to get Christmas presents, and she ordered from,
she ordered from China, a big and tall store, from China.
From China. And apparently the sizes on there said are smaller than U.S. customs. And so she thought, okay, if David is, say, a 3X sweatshirt in the United States, that means we got to get him a 6X sweatshirt in China. Well, they get here. She doesn't open the package to see what size they are. So she just throws the package into a box, wraps it. We get it for Christmas. I go and I take my sweatshirt out, and I can fit me and my youngest sister in the sweatshirt at the same time.
The sweatshirts are huge. They go down to your knees.
Oh, 100%.
The sleeves are like twice the size.
It's like a nightgown. It's amazing.
There's no Asian person in the world that's this big.
Right.
Especially from China. So I don't know how big they think people are over here, but that ain't it.
That's definitely not it.
But
yeah, cause
shit, what is it? Yeah, so if watch us on YouTube, if you're listening, watch us. We do record them. If not, if you're watching, you'd rather listen. You got a car ride, everything like that. You can check us out on Spotify. I like Spotify. I think we're on Apple Podcasts, so I'm not exactly sure. I gotta check.
I'm not sure if we are on Apple Podcasts.
iTunes, stuff like that. I think pretty much everything else.
Are we on iTunes?
Yeah.
So I know, you gotta check out Amazon Music. We on there too. iHeartRadio.
iTunes. I don't know what the fuck it is. But Spotify's a big one. Eastcraft Podcast on there. Weekly episodes. If you want to support us on Patreon, we do have a few Patreon members. Patreon's just supporting the show. It's like a subscription thing. We try to do extra content. We have things like in Reservoir for extra content that we're going to put up. But it takes a whole lot of time editing and all this stuff.
Right.
But
so
still do it. Still got to find time to do things. But every week we're still doing an episode. But if you want to support us directly, we have tiers through our Patreon. Small tiers, couple bucks here and there. It goes a long way. We really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Patreon.com/Eastcraft Podcast. And other than that, that's it.
That's about it.
That's it. All right. Well, we'll catch you guys next week. Bye.